Valhalla Java, motherfuckers. I just picked up the new Black Label Society coffee, the Valhalla Java Odin Force blend by the Death Wish Coffee Company. And normally I'm a dark roast guy, and the Odin Force blend is the darker end of medium, or the lighter end of dark. But I'll take it. It's a really flavorful, good blend. It's extremely oily, which I like. Death Wish claims to be the highest caffeine content of all the coffees, and it's organic and fair trade. And fair trade is not as kosher as you might think, but still, organic and fair trade. It's solid. It's solid. And at $15 a bag, it damn well better be solid. But yeah, it's pretty fucking good coffee. So what I wanted to talk to you about was a simple training modality idea. See, with us everything is Kung Fu, and Kung Fu is everything. Kung Fu means hard work. And unfortunately people have increasingly decreasing, attention spans. Their attention spans are disappearing at an exponential rate. It's ridiculous. And first of all, nobody respects the path that was walked before them. So people don't believe that they should have to take time to develop anything. In one of my very early videos, if you go back, I answered the question, how long does it take to get a black belt? Well, motherfucker, just go and buy one for $12, because if that's your attitude, I don't want to train you. Understand that I can turn you into a decent fighter in 6 months to a year, depending on your natural aptitude and fitness level and whatnot, and individual mindset. But I can turn you into a decent amateur fighter in 6 months to a year, maybe less. It's not that hard, because MMA, kickboxing, boxing have extremely limited movesets, and with just the foundational basics, you can get all the way through your first good handful of competition fights, which you'll be taking several months in between fights. You'll be able to dominate them. It's not that hard to teach people a skill set of a limited nature and turn them into an okay fighter. What's difficult is teaching them correct posture, aiding them with attitude and outlook, because believe it or not, that is part of a martial artist's job, a teacher's job, a sensei's job, a sifu's job, a guru's job. We're fucking life coaches as well as movement coaches. It's not just learning how to punch and kick. It's one of the reasons why so many of the McDojos out there, you can earn a black belt in a year or two. It's not that you can master the system in that time, it's that they're fully prepared to say that you have graduated the curriculum, the basic curriculum, in that short amount of time. But understand that if you truly want to spend the time to master something, it is going to take a long time. And it's going to depend on the individual, it's going to depend on the teachers, the materials, the methods, what they're learning, how well they resonate with it, everything. So understand that, it could take you, if you are particularly apt, or if you have previous experience or whatever, anything that you can emulate, the new skills against, you will move faster. If you've ranked in, say, Kyokushin and Goju, then ranking in Shotokan shouldn't take that long because you're familiar with the general skill set of karate as it is. It didn't take me too long to rank in Wing Chun because when I started Wing Chun, I had more than 15 years of experience in about 10 different martial arts. I had a good foundation. So depending on your previous experience, it could change the ideas of what you're working with. Or you could be working up against hard programming. Working a soft style from a hard style, that's a big lump to overcome. If you come from Muay Thai and you go to Aikido, you're going to have a hard time wrapping your head around the softness of it. Or vice versa. If you're used to soft and all of a sudden somebody's telling you to be hard, it's going to be difficult to overcome. But I want you to understand that it's not just learning curve. It's not just the time you put into it. It's also the energy you put into it. Kung Fu is time and energy spent. It's not just time. There's no seniority based on years put in. Ip Man was fond of saying that ability determines seniority. And this is true in the circles that I walk in, and it's been true in other styles that I've played in. It's not about how long you've been in there. You don't get a new rank, you don't get a new belt just because you've been there for 3 years or 5 years or whatever. And I find it absolutely atrocious, the schools that do make you wait a certain number of years before you get to the next rank, or a certain number of months before you get to the next rank. It's what that says by having a hardline amount of time is it says that they do not have a good metric to judge the individual by. But understand that when you come to train with me, you're going to be learning not just how to punch and kick and how to lock up joints and how to take people down. You're going to be learning how to stand, how to walk, how to run, how to lift, how to climb, how to crawl, if we have the opportunity, how to swim. You are going to be learning how to move, and you're going to be learning how to move individually, in your environment, and against opposition. It's all fighting is movement against opposition. Striking is just another form of movement. Grappling is just another form of movement. And learning and exploring in that fashion takes time. So yes, I can teach you how to be a good fighter 6 months to a year. Or we can take the time to rebuild you from the ground up and make you an excellent practitioner, which includes being a good fighter. If all you're interested in doing is just being a good fighter, please seek out a gym that will just teach you how to fight. If you are seeking the path of the martial artist, if you're seeking the path of Kung Fu, expect to take the time. Expect there to be days where it is mind-numbingly boring. Expect there to be days where it is, exhaustingly difficult. Expect there to be days where it is exciting and new and fresh. But you have to ride the wave, because that's just part of it. And myself and those whom I work with, we do our best to pare things down into appropriately digestible lessons and things that will resonate well with people, so that you're not wasting your time, because your time is valuable as a student as well as our time as teachers. But you have to understand that regardless of how valuable your time is, when you have agreed to train with somebody who has walked the path before you, you are saying to them, look, I trust your experience to teach me what you know. And if I shortchange you by only teaching you how to punch and kick, then you're setting yourself up for injury, muscular imbalance that leads to injury. You're setting yourself up for not being able to psychologically handle winning and losing. There are so many pieces to the puzzle that you simply miss out on by fast tracking it. So while I'm all about meta learning, and I will do my best, and all those who instruct under me will do their best to pare things down so that they offer you the best value possible for your time and energy and money and resources, there is no real fast track. There simply isn't. If it takes you 2 weeks to relearn how to stand, then that's what it's going to take. If it takes you 6 months to learn how to take a punch, then that's what it's going to take. If you're stuck on one throw for 2 months, then that's what you're going to work on. But understand that I can't tell you how long it's going to take to develop yourself into a self-sustaining martial arts machine, into a kung fu practitioner, to the point where you can consider yourself a journeyman in more labor style terms. You're no longer an initiate, you're not just, a general practitioner, but you are a journeyman. Was it initiate, apprentice, practitioner, journeyman? The journeyman is the one who goes out and starts plying his trade for others. Master is the elusive title. None of us hold the term master because nobody has perfected the 100% bulletproof technique or system or idea. It's not possible. At least not now, not yet. So understand that the most any of us are journeymen. Some of us are more established than others. Some of us are more stationary than others. Some of us like to float around and experience everything, and we re-apprentice in new things all the time. It's the way of it for me. But you have to understand that it's going to take time. I would say, and I hesitate to put any figure on it, but I would say expect at least 3 to 5 years to rebuild yourself into a new athlete, into a new mover, into a new kung fu practitioner or journeyman. Expect at least 3 to 5 years. Could be longer. Until we meet, until we talk, until we train, I won't even be able to get a good feel for you individually. So, take it as you will, but it's the nature of the beast. So be patient, bear with the drudgery, and understand that on the other side of the drudgery is a new skill, shiny and waiting to be used. But until that happens, just work. Work hard, work focused, work dedicated. I will talk to you guys later. Good journey. Valhalla Java.